poor painter, how much enough is enough to make it enough? Your buckets, mugs, hose, shower indecent, irrelevant paints all above and around just to make a mark on your canvas. Colors added like vegetables in a stew cooking for a dawat. So much and so many. The stationery owners cannot afford you. Oh, poor painter. How much enough is enough to make it enough? Oh, poor painter. How much enough is enough to make it enough? Your skills and style residing in aerodynamics and just that. Starting your process with an abstract, pouring and spilling over in abstract, mixing abstract, employing forces and pseudo forces of abstract nature to do your work. Did you expect any else than abstract? Oh, poor painter. How much abstract is abstract enough to make it abstract? Oh, poor painter. What abstract is abstract enough to be considered abstract? When you splash around the room and call it beauty, do you ever realize a bug could have made that? A machine can make that.
Ouch.
Do you ever realize it could have been made without your involvement in any? Oh, poor painter. What abstract is abstract enough to be considered abstract? The breadcrumbs on my table, crumpled up newspapers and chocolate wrappers, few coins for some use without my interference is all abstract. Do you ever question yourself? Oh, poor painter. Why are you worth what you're worth? Oh, poor painter. Why are you worth what you're worth? When you visit an art gallery, enjoying yourself, do you ever look at other artists that have taken months to fall into shape and compare? Do you ever feel guilty of feeling like an artist? Maybe you don't deserve to be that. Do you ever relate yourself to a self-declared cook who has always cooked Maggie? When you tell other struggling artists that you let physics paint your paintings, do you ever detect a wisp of disappointment in their eyes? Although you have created a beauty and continue to create that, do you ever wonder, oh, poor painter, why are you worth what you're worth? Oh, poor painter. Why don't you accept what you've accepted, that poor painting isn't real art? A daring artist with nothing to lose comes up with his art printed through his vision, a dream sequence that he imagined, recreated, sketched, painted over with hundreds of interpretations of each box and faces that resemble the demons of his dreams. Do you reciprocate with your art with no more adjectives but beautiful or magnificent? With no more interpretations but my hair dryer did this? As you smile at him for a pinch of validation that you and him are in the same boat, so similar with your expressions, he destroys a bubble. Poor painting isn't real art.
Ooh.
They all have said the same thing. Anyone can do what you do. Oh, poor painter. Why don't you accept what you accept? Oh, poor painter, why are you worth what you're worth? It's just physics, all physics. Classic aerodynamics, densities acquired the canvas, viscosity helped them stay. All that's left is Navier-Stokes to transpose your precious paints and create art. Haven't you realized yet? Oh, poor painter. Haven't you realized yet that all art of all are created this way? It's just physics, all physics. Oh, poor painter. What art is art enough to be considered art? Oh, poor painter. What art is art enough to be considered art when you all paint the same way, using same principles of physics? Why aren't you all the same? Why aren't you all treated the same? Is it because I lack the eye for imagination? Is it because I am trying to find mountains, silhouette, coniferous trees fading in fog? Is it because there is no bowl of fruits, those common fruits that are unreal still? Is it because I think any abstract is abstract enough to be considered abstract? Oh, poor painter. What artist is enough for art to be considered art? Oh, poor painter. What artist is enough for art to be considered art? When it's all controlled by a viewer's eye, so occupied with its personal issues and biases. And all your arts are viewed, compared, and scored by that eye that questions what art is art enough to be considered art. The viewer is your twin who makes art art. The viewer is your nemesis who collates all art as one. The viewer is a material that your art has mistakenly spoken to without context. The viewer is a meter that calculates your efforts, creativity, genius, talent, and aggregates all of them into variations of nice. Is that whom your art should speak to? Is that whom your helpless art should listen to when they utter any commentary on it? Why don't you just do a favor to your art and kill the viewer? Why don't you free your abstract or soon to be abstract art from the shackles of tacky, egotistic interpretations? Why don't you let your art be without harassing it with what does it mean? Is there a significance? Once the viewer has been perfectly cremated. Oh, poor painter. What art is art enough to be considered art? Oh, poor painter. What art is art enough to be considered art with no external viewers to help you consider it? Do you still feel your art is art enough? Do you still feel that any colorful spit and smear should be placed in the same room as the canvas with melting clock scattered across a deserted shore? With none to interpret or quantize art, it's just you who feels the need to justify your art with any answers. Do you still feel your art is art enough? Do you still feel your art doesn't belong to any gallery? Where should it be, if not in a gallery along with other arts? But should it be in the same room as other sophisticated arts? Can you feel the existential crisis your art is undergoing? So hard and confusing for it to be and justify. So tough for you to decide to create and let be. The most confused creature in the world, the viroid of artworks. Oh, viroid! What life is life enough to be considered life? Oh, viroid. What life is life enough to be considered life? While enzymes, printers, neurotransmitters sync well-timed, super-orchestrated actions of a thumbs up with limits, pheromones describing the thumbs up giver, and fingerprints on her up thumb describing her on paper, you, a viroid, float away with no fingerprints, just a protein blob, like living like everyone else, with so much guilt. You have to depend on others to make your life seem life. A poor painting of the living world. Is this whom you resonate with, oh poor painter? What price should you pay to exist? What penalty should you cover to deserve your worth? None. No matter how many viewers you kill, they keep coming back, for your art calls them. Every art calls them. It's a mad ritual in the religion of arts for an art to respect and welcome its viewer. Every artist of one is a viewer of the rest. Every viewer is an artist in his own kind. A viewer should disrespect your art only when they fail to provide a place for it in their mind. As the limited space of mind thins, viewer questions the artist, what art is art enough to be considered art? And the world doesn't stop minding its own business. You shall continue pouring all the paints in your repository. Viroids shall swim away taking inspirations from other lives. Artists shall continue creating their vision. Viewers shall continue interpreting their own visions. And art shall remain undefined, a blurry cloud of white fog in the white sky.